Hi everyone, good evening. Magandang gabi sa lahat. And we are back.
Hello. Yes, we are back, sirs. Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing? Can see may mga pumapasok. Hello. Musta po lahat? We are here again. Joe, ikaw, musta? Last
Yeah,
week, di tayo
I'm all
nakapag-unfold
good.
eh.
Yeah, because we are all busy. You have been in the Web3 Fest, right? So, kamusta dun?
True.
Balitaan ko, ang saya dun eh.
Grabe. Sa Web3 Fest na nangyari yun sa Taguig sa BGC Marquee event for a whole week. Tapos, wait lang. Joe, iba ba natin yung background music slightly,
Wait lang. I
Yeah.
forgot to...
All goods.
Ayun.
Ayun. So, Web3 Fest. Ang daming pumunta actually. Ang daming mga exciting people and interested to learn about the space in terms of Web3, blockchain gaming, and anything crypto related. Pansin ko lang dun sa Web3 Fest is most of the projects na dun were gaming, guilds, DAOs, NFT, tsaka anything Web3 like SocialFi, ganyan. I'll give a rundown later. Pero nakakatawa yung isang project dun eh. Gagawa sila ng K-pop group. Tapos, pwede ka mag-vote kung sino yung magde-debut. Ang gagawin doon, mechanics nun, is bili ka ng NFT. NFT represents a vote, either one vote or two votes. Tapos iba-vote mo kung sino mo yung gustong pumasok sa group para mag-debut as a K-pop group, K-pop idol. Tapos pinakakita lang nila yung cinema contestants, gano'n sila kagaling. So nakakaliw lang. They're using NFTs to build a K-pop idol group. Very
Yeah.
unique.
Napansin ko ngayon na Philippines really love gaming and in terms of NFT, right? No, so
Yeah.
yun. So without further ado, I think let's start our segment for tonight.
Yep.
Now, so this is Unfold, Connect, Discover, and Learn, and we are here to research for you.
Yep. So here in Unfold, where we discover, learn, and share about cryptocurrency and the market. Unfolding new crypto insights so you don't have to. Yan, kami nang bahala. Come here and listen and just discover and learn stuff. So Joe,
And
um,
before we forget
yep.
Pao, so of course na yung hindi natin kakalimutan yung partner exchange natin, yung our official partner exchange which is
Oo nga.
Bitget. So yeah, thank you
Mhm.
very much for supporting us. And
Thank you,
of
Bitget.
course, our community is the official community partner for this coming Philippine Blockchain Week 2002 that will be happening this coming November 28 to December 4. So
Oo nga
guys,
eh.
if pupunta kayo, so you will be discounted 50% pag bumili kayo ng ticket using our code.
Yun.
Yun.
Thank you, Bitget. Thank you, Philippine Blockchain Week. Problema, hindi lang ako makapunta kasi wala ako sa Pinas eh. So sana mag-enjoy kayo doon. And then I think some of our community members will be there to see and share the news about Philippine Blockchain Week. Ayan.
Ayun. So, yeah, simulan natin no? Kasi ang dami tayong pag-uusapin. Ang daming namimiss natin na pag-uusapan because we have not uh, live last week, no? So, yeah, ano na ba yung nangyari sa crypto ngayon, Pao?
Ganun. Parang ups and downs eh. Yesterday, lumabas yung FOMC minutes ata. Yeah, I know CPI. Tama ba? Yung minutes. But
Yeah, I
ang
think it's
nangyari doon,
minutes.
yung minutes. So anyway, ang lumabas doon is medyo nag-pump yung market because of that. So initially, it was we're expecting it to price in, pero in terms of the macro-wise market, still on a downtrend, no? How's the charts going for you?
Yeah, kasi let's going to first take the DXY, no? So yung DXY natin nito sa daily time frame, no? So actually yung DXY natin is forming a bullish divergence, no? So hindi pa siya actually medyo nag-play out yung DXY natin. So as what I have heard in the FOMC minutes release yesterday, may konting bullishness na in terms of the uh, economic condition ngayon kasi they are going to slow down the hikes. So as a result, parang yeah, if they're going to slow down, it could be somehow a slow bullish sentiment for the SP 500, right? And of course, yung DXY is pababa. So I think yung DXY natin dito in the macro perspective Pao is actually having its distribution. So
Mhm.
basically sa weekly time frame natin pag kung uh, titingnan natin yung history ng DXY, no? So before siya magkakaroon ng reversal ng market, it will have somehow three throws na tinatawag natin before siya magkakaroon ng confirmed reversal. So yung ginagawa
Mm.
ng DXY ngayon, it's repeating actually no the same fractal that actually happened in the last run of the DXY, right? 2002, 2008, 2016, and the like. So still the same sentiment that I am currently looking at this chart. Yun. So pag mag-reverse tayo, magkaroon tayo ng, of course, bullish ng ibang financial markets like SP 500 at saka kasama na lang yung crypto natin, right?
Yep. Yep.
So bumili ka na ba pa? Bumili ka na ba ngayon?
Okay, ito yung thing sa akin eh. Kasi I follow Bankless a lot. Isa siyang podcast ng crypto, and then they do it on Spotify. And then I keep listening to them. Ang ganda kasi naman narratives na sinasabi din. One thing that they mentioned is that yung mga ibang influencers or yung ibang parang in the space that have been here for a while are actually turning bullish. So, mga influencers that only gain traction sa 2021 market, they seem to be gone already. So parang they're leaving, the market doesn't make sense anymore, we'll take a break. So they're gone. And then the people who have been in the space for a long time are actually flipping. One of them is Chris Bernisk. Chris called the Bitcoin top last year when it was around 56K. So the first 56K run. And then, di ba may isa pa na nag 60K. He called 56K as like his bearish na. And then, ayun, after the 60K, it's down. But now, he's saying na it's better to buy now. I don't sell in years like this. I buy. Yun yung sabi niya ngayon dito. So, I'll
Yeah,
share this. Yeah.
I also believe those mga OGs in crypto talaga kasi based not based on some technical and fundamental analysis. They are more on experience eh. They have been in the crypto since a while. So yung
Mm.
experience yung nagdala sa kanila ng sentiment. So yeah,
Yeah.
I also believe on that.
Yeah, and I
Yun.
think the capitulation already hit a lot of people. The contagion is still there kasi the FTX, alam mo, the thing, a lot, even DCG. I'll talk about DCG later. But in terms of capitulation, I think that's what we've gone past that. So parang we are also in the accumulation phase where we'll still see ups and downs, but not as big as before. As yung
Yeah.
parang from that 40K to 20K rundown or something like that. So parang siguro kung babagsak pa tayo, I think we're going around 13, ganun. Kasi isipin mo, a lot of bad things are happening right now. But why is Bitcoin still at the 15K range? Parang, di ba dapat bumagsak pa tayo nun? Ganun. So I think there are things happening in the back end. Ayun yung sa akin.
Yeah, I also agree with you with that, Pao, because I know that adoption really has a massive impact in this present bull run. So a lot of institutions are actually adopting, so they won't somehow hindi nila papayagan na magkakaroon lang tayo ng malaking drawdown, no. But let's see it in the chart, no. So
Yep.
of course, titingnan natin dito sa weekly chart, no. So ito yung scenario ngayon ng price ng Bitcoin in the weekly chart. So if I'm going to put a big channel here, no, it's a rising channel. It's if makikita nyo, no, every area is actually respected, no, dito sa 2019, dito sa 2020, no. So it creates a somehow major support and major resistance along the way. So it's been respected. So ngayon, yung price ngayon is down like almost around from the peak. So andito na kayo, yung updated natin is 78. So before when we got our first, live, nandun pa tayo sa 75. So I don't think na medyo babagsak tayo ng malaki pa kasi yeah, I am also looking at this major support dito, no? sa 13. Yeah, tama yung sinabi mo pa, sa within 13 kasi ito yung trend line na nire-respect ng price since May 2021. So eto, yung arrow na white. So if magkakaroon man tayo ng further drop, that would be somehow around 13,700. Yan. Kung magkakaroon tayo ng further drop. Ayun.
Mm.
But if not, then this could be somehow a playing out of this big falling wedge, which is a very, very, bullish scenario for the Bitcoin. Kasi
Mm.
malaking falling wedge siya and nasa weekly time frame pa siya pa, no?
Yep,
So it's
for
a big
sure.
explosion, no? Yeah. So,
Mm.
as what we have said, yeah, if it's very difficult to catch the bottom kasi there is no 100% sure na makaka-predict ka ng market kasi at least we have 80%, 75% edge na makaka-perform tayo sa market. Yan. So yun
Yep.
lang.
Pero
And then looking at the yeah, sige.
given that it's a weekly chart, no, it kind of feels like you can't really catch the button pag weekly. I have to go in lower time frames and stuff. So pag non-financial advice, pero what I will do, since hindi naman ako masyadong tumitingin sa charts in the low time frame, I tend to see if kunwari malapit na, parang you're at the near bottom. It's always good to just dollar cost average. Kasi the way I'm doing it now, I'm playing it is just going in every week or like every other day, depending on my risk. Tapos kung may bagsak ulit, the next thing I'll do is I'll jump in the market with a bigger position. In terms of spot, hindi siya futures. Kasi I'm building spot positions right now for the long term. Yun yung sa akin. Kasi it's showing in the weekly.
Ayun. So, of course, no, tapos na sa weekly, but we cannot ignore the lower time frame kasi dito kasi manggagaling yung pinaka first move natin as a price action after going up to the weekly. So, if makita nyo guys dito ngayon, no, Bitcoin is actually just playing between the range market. No, after it has a sharp drawdown last November 9, no? So ito yung mga time na there was a FTX contagion, no? So ayun siya. And after that, no, ilang weeks we are just playing in this range. So until such time na the price is consolidating in this uh, yung tinatawag natin na bearish pennant, no, and it really played out, no, bumagsak siya, but it bounced. So nag-bounce siya dito sa key significant support natin, no, which is around like 15,500, no. So basically this pump, no, this candle pa, I could still remember na yung pump na to is when Cathy Wood bought Bitcoin in the GBTC trust, right? Am I right?
It's a grayscale trust fund. I think she bought around 15 million. Tama ba? No, no, no.
Ayun.
1.5 million worth of GPDC nung
Ayun.
nagka-fund. Yep.
Can you just imagine, Pao, no, despite of having this FUD, no, fear,
Mm.
uncertainty, and doubt, pero di ba, yun, si Cathy Wood still
Yeah.
bought the Bitcoin. Yeah, so
Cathy
I
Wood
think,
is contradicting the current sentiment right now, which I believe is a good move. Aside from, I don't think new 1.5 million is just like her own, like the max treasury. Because I have a feeling that if it goes down further, she'll buy more for sure. Additional to that, like the contagion with all the FUD effects, you can't really, you're seeing the price right now. It's just consolidating. Kumbaga, within this range, even despite the whole fear, uncertainty of the crypto market, it's still playing here. It just shows you that there are people buying and there are people who are waiting for doing things for the long game.
yun. Kasi this is very important, most especially sa ating mga long-term investors pa na who would really believe on the capacity of the network at the end of the day. No, kasi I would always believe na hindi lang lahat downtrend. We will rise everyone soon. So I'm sure for that, no. So ngayon balik tayo dito sa daily natin. So yung strong resistance natin, dynamic resistance, tinatawag pala natin tong dynamic resistance, guys, pag EMA kasi it reacts immediately to the price action of the market, no? So yun yung dynamic resistance natin. So it is weak for me kasi nasa gitna talaga siya ng EMA 50, no? So that's a sign of a weak, no? But if the bulls, no? Kasi itong trend line, no? Itong trend line ng bearish candle, if extend natin to dito, 'di ba? Merong rejections. Right? So merong rejections. So I believe that this 16,800 na area is a strong house of the bears. No, so if makikita nyo din sa sell wall, no, malakas yung selling pressure dito. Unless yung bull magpupush talaga pataas. Yun. So ito pa din yung nakikita ko, yung red arrows, no, na nilagay ko dito. This is the respected trend line, no, since November 7, no, na dito siya nag-stop. So there's a possibility now when the bulls could push, but it should be supported by volume. So guys, no, don't be in hurry kasi we are playing in a ranging market. So the big decision could come soon, pero it should be supported by volume. Okay?
Yep.
Yun. Yun lang.
Cool.
So that's the daily, no? So we are still in the ranging market currently. So it depends if the ito yung major resistance natin eh. 18,000, and then yung major support natin is 15. So the price is just playing around here. So breakout of these two key significant levels are the next big movement of the market. Yun lang yung parang pinaka ano dyan natin ngayon. Okay? Yun. So next is I would be talking about the on-chain, no? The on-chain part of the technical analysis of this, no? So saan na ba tayo ngayon? Kasi on-chain helps us to analyze also what's happening at the back, 'di ba? 'Di ba, Pao?
Yep. Yep.
Yun.
For sure. On
So
chain.
I'll be sharing to you one on chain that could somehow made me bullish in the market, no, ngayon. Kasi ayan. Can you see it pa?
Yep. Lumipat na. Cool.
Ayan siya. So ito yung tinatawag natin guys na SOPR, or
Mhm.
it stands for spent output profit ratio. So ano ba talaga ito? So basically, no, in nutshell, pag sabihin natin SOPR, it's actually just selling. No, you sell, pero there's an option. You sell at a profit, or it's either you sell at a loss. So it's a spending kasi yung tinatawag ng SOPR. So through blockchain analysis, guys, now we can observe whether an ongoing transaction from a wallet are in profit or in loss. So like for example, no, si wallet A, nagsisend siya ng transaction to wallet B. So diyan natin malalaman kung ano yung transaction na yun. It's either loss or it's either a profit. So now, paano ba kino-compute yung SOPR? So, I know that this is not important anymore, pero just to give you a view, it's actually a ratio of fiat value. Kapag sabihin natin fiat value, yun yung mga currency natin like peso, like dollar, no? So when the UTXO, ano naman yung ibig sabihin ng UTXO? Pag sabihin natin
Unspent.
UTXO, it's unspent transaction output, or basically in a nutshell, no, it's just a wallet balance. So yan yung ibig sabihin ng UTXO, or wallet balance. So it's a ratio between fiat value that was created and when it was spent. Yun. So kung makikita natin dito guys sa chart, no, let me explain to you why the price of the Bitcoin is having its nearing to bottom. It's because of this on-chain, no? So as you can see, no, meron tayong tinatawag dito na mga, ito yung red bar na yan. Ito yung tinatawag natin na baseline, no? Kasi pag pag nasa taas, no, above zero yung indicator, it means that the wallet is selling at the profit. But if nasa baba, no, yung indicator, it means that the wallet is selling at a loss. So if you can see here, no, yung red arrows are the rejections over the period. Yung breakout na yung green arrows naman is ito yung mga breakout at saka nagfo-form siya ng mga support no dun sa ating red bar. Okay? Now so if you have noticed guys no, the current condition is moving at loss. So nandito tayo ngayon sa 22 no. So if you have observed no, the current value is consistent with the 2018 bear market. Okay, ito yung 2018 bear market or bottom, and it already exceeds the sale of the COVID. So mas nalagpasan niya pa yung sale ng COVID crush na value compare ngayon to is 2022. And of course, yung 2015 bottom natin. No, so that means this blue zone is already considered as the bottom historically when we look at the historical price of the Bitcoin. Yan. So through in this indicator, guys, no, using on-chain, no, we can gauge market sentiment. Okay, so if you have noticed here, no, yung nag-top yung Bitcoin dito, no, so dito pa lang, this is I think mga like 50,000 Bitcoin. So dito na nag-sell yung mga wallets no, in a profit. So if you have noticed, hindi na bumalik, no, hindi na nalagpasan yung resistance dito. No? So bumaba na siya ng bumaba. That means this price action 50,000 above 55, 60, 69, that's already a distribution. So that means it's a sign, it's an early sign that the price is already nearing to reverse. So ito naman, yung SOPR is already at the bottom zone. So that means that the Bitcoin price is already nearing to reverse. But well, we don't know when is that. Okay? Yun.
In short, no, the SOPR is a signal to tell, based on psychology, on transfer of Bitcoin across wallets, that if it's at the bottom, it's a good time to accumulate. And if
Yeah.
SOPR is showing like above, like the levels here in red and green and blue, means that there's a slighter chance that it isn't a good time to buy, but rather take profits.
Yeah, yeah.
So parang ngayon, parang just based on this, it's a good time to accumulate.
Yeah.
Mm.
Exactly. So maybe no other factors could impact no that could invalidate this indicator, but this indicator could have already performed some proof no in the past. So maybe we don't know this time no kasi marami tayong mga factors that drive the market
Mm-mm.
right?
Nice.
So
Yeah.
yun.
Good on-chain. So, ang depict ko lang sa on-chain, if it's TA, it's based on trader volume eh. So, if
Yeah,
there's no
yeah.
volume, you could really see that it could be like a divergence, whether bullish or bearish. But here on-chain, this is what happens within the blockchain network. So, you could actually track what people are doing. So, right now, people are selling or like moving their Bitcoin at a loss. So, it just shows you that either people are scared right now, and what the old saying goes is that buy when the market is fearful and then sell when everyone's greedy. So it goes right around with the sentiment right now that people are fearful. There's
Yeah.
nothing positive right now in Bitcoin aside from maybe just ARK investments, yung 1.5 million GBTC buy ni Cathy Wood. But anything else, medyo fear. Fear in the market.
Yeah, so I would consider this. Now, in my case, I started accumulating. I just
Anong mas
last
mataas yung accumulation mo, Joe? Bitcoin or ETH?
Ethereum.
Same.
Yeah, I'm bullish on Ethereum kasi.
Yeah.
Yung napansin ko lang kasi sa Ethereum ngayon pa kasi it's not really moving that massive impact
Mm,
on the Bitcoin drawdown. Um
yeah.
I believe kasi on the on the change of its market structure based on its fundamental you know
Yeah.
uh
Yeah,
upbringings ngayon, no?
Yeah, fundamentally speaking, we had EIP 1559, we had the ETH merge, and then we're gonna have the Shanghai fork, and then we're gonna have like the splurge, the roadmap of Vitalik. Ultrasound money, ETH is deflating, so that's another fundamental cost. Third is like, despite all the centralized exchanges going into an implosion and people losing trust in centralized institutions and stuff, ETH is still there. Uniswap is still moving. In fact, Uniswap has one of the highest volumes compared to other centralized exchanges. Ang nakatalo lang ata sa volume ng Uniswap is Binance and Coinbase. Anything else, mas mataas yung volume niya.
Yeah, but yeah, kaso ano pa rin sila, right? They are separated. Uniswap is a DEX and Binance is a SEC, so they cannot compete with each other. But in terms of volume, yeah,
Uh in terms of exchange, right? What do you
yeah,
use
exchange.
if you're in a centralized exchange? What do? You trade tokens, diba? In a
Yeah, yeah,
decentralized
yeah.
exchange, you also trade tokens, but in a decentralized fashion. So I think the use case is alike. It's just that yun nga, centralized is controlled by an entity. There's something going on in the back, and decentralized, there's no one doing something insider, and everything is done by code, which you can see in the blockchain. If I show you this, wait, I'll just share my screen to you. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. So this is like the dashboard for Uniswap in terms of trading between USDC and ETH. USDC and ETH is trading at the 24-hour volume 453 million. So that's big. If I check ETH USDC trading volume in centralized exchanges, the only two ones that are higher is Binance and Coinbase. 730 million, 443 million, 560 million. Anything else, people are starting to use Uniswap a lot. Another thing is in terms of slippage, trading coins. So example, if you use Wise to trade your USD, convert USD to Euro, you will have a slippage of this amount, 0.47. No, not really. Like a huge amount of slippage. So your conversion of 10,000 USD turns to 9,566. Unlike if you use Uniswap, USDC to Euro coin, just the digital or like the centralized coin standard of Uniswap, it's 9614. So it's actually better to convert your USD to Euro in Uniswap than a centralized entity in Wise. You have less slippage. So I think what's happening right now is that the power of decentralized exchanges is getting better, not just because of the advantage of it being validated through code and blockchain explorer or like in the blocks, but it's also giving a more premium service where slippage is less and you get more money out of your a buck of money. How do you term that? Like you get more out of it when using like the application.
Yeah, yun.
Yep.
So yeah, I think I'm done with my on-chain analysis. Yeah. So I've
Yun.
heard just recently, Pao, that there are situations that currently happening
Mm,
in the at the back of
yep.
those um lending protocols like Curve
Mm-hmm.
and Avi. Yeah. So
Okay.
how is it going right now?
Yun. So we have two projects right now. I mean tonight in our spotlight. One is Curve, who will be releasing their algo stablecoin. So people are scared of algo stablecoins, right? But it's different for Curve because they're innovating things there in terms of how it is going to be programmed. Secondly, it's Pendle Finance that is bringing the fixed income market to DeFi. Before that, meron lang mangyayari dun. You do remember that I mentioned about FTX last time, and then what happened is there had a big implosion and it kind of brought down the market as a whole. No, I mean, people are actually mentioning about DCG now. So DCG is one of the biggest companies in crypto that they said if it falls, there might be another cascade. But I will share you more information into that here in this presentation. Kasi it's very important to know what DCG is about and what's happening with DCG. Because DCG can move the crypto market just how FTX moved the market when it exploded. Yan. Let me just share you this. There, DCG. So DCG, Genesis, Grayscale, and CoinDesk. So these guys are one of the big companies here in crypto that got affected in FTX. It's loud in the space because of what they did as well. That's kind of similar with what they did in FTX. So first, let's just go around it. This is like very quick long. So DCG is called Digital Currency Group. This is one of the biggest VCs in the space. They've been operating since 2015, so they know the space a lot. They're veterans here. They've passed by two crypto winters already, and they were able to stand and invest with a bunch of crypto projects. I think they own or like they invested in around 200 projects already in crypto. So DCG owns five big crypto focused companies. Grayscale. So Grayscale is a trust fund for investors. So what's Grayscale? They provide this one. So they provide a trust fund for people who can't buy Bitcoin directly because of regulations. So what they say is that if you want to buy Bitcoin, you can just buy the trust. So it's important to know why GBTC is there because it's the only way for people to buy Bitcoin that confines with the traditional financial system. So it's good for institutions to come in and buy Bitcoin because Bitcoin bought via the trust can be added to the IRA, which can provide investors with certain tax advantages. So the thing is, if you buy GBTC, you're actually buying it at a premium before, but now you're actually buying it at a discount. When I say discount, here is the chart. So if you buy GBTC now, you're actually buying it cheaper than the actual Bitcoin. So it's like 39% discount. So that's a big discount compared to buying Bitcoin now. The problem is this is regulated. So it's hard for like us Filipinos to buy because this is like in the US company. So you have to have like KYC, AML and stuff and have to register. But for people, this is a good time to buy GBTC if you believe in Grayscale. The problem is there are things that are happening in Grayscale right now. We'll go to that further. The other one that DCG owns is Genesis, one of the biggest crypto lending and asset custody platform. They also own CoinDesk. This is the crypto media that everybody knows that gives valuable crypto information. There's also Foundry that what they do is they sell mining tools for Bitcoin mining, like the GPUs. They provide services as well for mining. And then lastly is Luno. So they're a crypto exchange in London. So the CEO, if you guys follow crypto Twitter, is Barry Silbert. He's known for being a Decentraland maxi. So he's pro Decentraland last bull run. And he likes to tweet a lot. Like the most notable tweet that he did was going to be a big week. Every time he says that, the market dumps. So it's kind of like a contradicting indicator if he says that, oh, it's time to short and stuff like that. So what's happening in DCG now that you know they are a big thing is that they are in trouble. So this is what happened. This is what happened to them for 2022. They got affected in Luna, they got affected in 3AC, they got affected in FTX. Here's the breakdown, no. So Genesis, their crypto lending asset custody platform closed a 1.5 billion swap of their BTC to USD. So they did that during the peak times of Luna. So they converted their BTC to USD worth 1.5B. And during to that implosion, they lost that. They lost most of it. Okay, secondly, DCG lost 1.2 billion sa 3AC implosion. Genesis lost 7 million. And then dun sa FTX exchange, nalock yung 175 million funds sila. So they weren't able to get that. Genesis has 2.8 billion in outstanding loans in its balance sheet. Tapos 30% nun of its lending is sent to parties related to DCG. Actually, DCG borrowed from Genesis. So yung sister company, naghiraman. This is just like FTX and Alameda, if you get it. So parang, right, FTX, Alameda, they were playing with people's funds. But for Genesis and DCG, they were loaning with each other. So DCG owns Genesis 575 million on May 2023 pa naman. And another 1.1B by 2032. So the thing here is that if it does have like an effect, it won't be immediately or abruptly just like FTX. So they still have time to find how they can get that revenue to pay for their loans. The thing is, if it can't pay their own loans, just like what FTX happened, bankruptcy, chapter filing. Hopefully that doesn't work. That doesn't happen. Because if that happens, it's gonna affect the whole crypto market again. So we can go down or something like that. So what's the effect on what's happening right now? Everybody is following in this. They're trying to see how this DCG will play with this FUD and all of the problems that they have internally. The effect is that DCG already had layoffs with their employees just to make sure that they are operational until they get that revenue going. So DCG laid off 10% of its employees. Genesis laid off 20% of its employees. Genesis CEO left the company as well. So DCG is still earning. So they still have a revenue of 800M, but it's down 20% against last year. So kumbaga, they're losing this year a lot. So they tried to raise money in case na to pay their loans. So Genesis tried to close a fundraising of 1 billion, pero they can't. So there's no investors because of the fear. So ongoing pa yung 500 million na lang nila na raising. And then they also paused withdrawals, just like FTX. Pinost nila yung withdrawals nila last November 16. And there's a warning that if they cannot raise funds, chances are they're going to file for bankruptcy, which we don't want to happen because that's going to cascade across the markets. If you don't know, if you still don't get how big DCG is, this is their portfolio. So they have 200 projects that they invested on. Some of the projects that will get affected if they tend to do the bankruptcy direction and stuff. It's like big names such as Hashflow, Header Hashgraph, what else is in here? BitGo, Big Time Studios. So NFTs, Metaverse, Web3, they're here. DCG invested in them. So that's how big they are. Like Kraken, Layer 1 Ledger, Lightning Network, Livepeer, they invested in these kinds of projects. So it's going to be a difficult thing for crypto market if they also fall down. But good side is that could be an opportune moment to buy and stack up with crypto if you believe in crypto long term. So Genesis pauses withdrawals. Genesis. Okay, so there's also institution and retail FUD going on, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So one of the big companies as well, like Coinbase, they sold 1.6 million of their Coinbase shares, which is like they're just preparing for the next runway in case like the crypto winter would stay at a longer time. But on the other hand, this is seen as an opportunity for other investors. Like what I mentioned is like ARK investment with Cathie Wood. They just recently bought 1.5 million worth of GBTC. So what should we do as a small person in the space that are not really whales? This is not non-financial advice, but what I would do is just to wait. Because the contagion is still spreading. There's still companies out there that are trying to resolve themselves and restructure themselves for the next market, trying to measure their treasury for them to operate. Market sentiment is very negative right now. So is it something as in a sense bullish? Well, based on on-chain it is, right? So maybe this could be also another time for us to just accumulate in spot, not leverage. Okay, CFI is in the hot seat. So there's withdrawals, there's the pausing of withdrawals, there's distrust. Everybody wants to see proof of reserves, but exchanges did show proof of reserves, but it's just doing minimum effect. So it's hard to trust centralized exchanges or centralized institutions already. So why not learn about DeFi? Right? Like what I showed you, like Uniswap is still there. It's still operating and it has better swaps compared to like Wise or like centralized institutions. In terms of volume, there's still Uniswap. This is just Uniswap. There's still Aave, there's still Compound, there's still DYDX, they're still operating because they are all programmed in code. So it's still a good time to learn about DeFi and prepare yourselves for decentralized applications. I will actually be doing a private educational session in the Discord on how you could play with decentralized applications. I think I'm gonna start with stablecoin swaps, not Curve because it's kind of expensive for the community. I think I'll start with Wombat Exchange, and then we'll go with Arbitrum with DY. No, GMX, and then we go with DYDX. So private session there. There's also the community asking for fundamental analysis research and stuff. I think I'll just park that first for the next run. Pero here, I think it's important to learn about decentralized applications first. So if you want to learn more about this, um, ako, I recommend to just dollar cost average, but don't play with centralized exchanges first. It's really hard to say if they're safe. Even Binance, if you believe in Binance, why not? But don't put 100% of your portfolio in Binance. There's always a just decentralized wallet for you to just control. If you want to learn more about this, you want to read up into this, all of the things that I mentioned, I put it together in this slide. I'll be sharing it in the Discord, and then if you want to learn more, you can just click this and just check what's happening there. Yeah, this DCG, the effect with FTX. All right, I am alone. I don't know what happened to Joe. So,
Yo,
Joe
I'm
is
still
back.
here.
Ayun. What's up? Ayun. So that's what happened
So
to DCG.
yeah, so I could say that yeah, on chain are bullish, but as what I have said a while ago, that there are still factors that could impact the further drop. No, so iba kasi yung market ng crypto, iba kasi din yung market ng other financial markets. So crypto has its own story. Other markets has also its own fundamental stories. Yun. So how about the curve
Ayun.
and
Yeah.
Avi?
Okay. Okay. This is something regarding what happened lately, no? It's funny kasi Mango Markets, yung application na medyo na nagkagulo. Kasi Mango Markets was a lending platform sa Solana and their token was illiquid. So, long story short, medyo na bankrupt sila because of this guy called Avi where he shorted the Mango token because it was very illiquid. And then because of that, the yung whole Mango market imploded because they couldn't pay with the loans. So they had bad debt. So just a side story, but because of that, Avi, the guy named Avi, is trying to do the same thing with Curve and Ave. So let me just show you my screen again and something interesting that's happening to the stablecoin market. Okay, Curve is one of the biggest stablecoin swaps in the space. Okay, in DeFi. And they just recently announced their stablecoin design. Actually, they had it parked already and then nobody really noticed it. But now, kasi medyo inatak sila ni Avi, they released their new project called Curve Stablecoin, an algorithmic stablecoin. And I was looking at it a while ago. It was very interesting. They had four things. Algorithmic stablecoin using Llama, which means a lending liquidity AMM algorithm. Lending liquidating AMM algorithm, Llama. And then secondly, it's the balancing of your loan to value ratio. Third is called bands, and then fourth is protocols. So you could see this is the white paper, but for you to no longer think about that, there is a Substack. So what is the Curve stablecoin? This is pretty cool because this is different from other stablecoins. Kumbaga, they are already introducing automated self liquidation. So first, let's go with LTV. What is LTV? So LTV is called loan to value. So if you lend something or you want to borrow something, this is the ratio between the amount of the loan that you have versus the collateral. Dito sa crypto kasi, if you want to borrow USDC, you have to lend your collateral like ETH or something. So example, if you put in $10,000 worth of your crypto as collateral, so ilend mo siya and then you borrow $6,000 as a loan, your LTV 60%. So 10,000 divided by yeah, so 10,000 by 6,000. Your LTV is point 60% or point 0.6. So if you exceed your loan to value, if your loan is bigger in terms of USD value than your collateral, you get liquidated immediately. Eh, crypto is very volatile, di ba? So pag nag-price impact siya or nag-price strike siya, and then you are borrowing, and then it hit your loan to value ratio, yung loan mo, yung pinahiram mo, zero na yun, liquidated na yun. But here, what they're doing sa curve is that they are going to mitigate that by doing that lending liquidated AMM algorithm. So this is, wait, there's a lot here. So I'll just go it into a short thing. So example, if you are going to lend your ETH for USD, they are going to use um, the algorithm that observes the price of the collateral dropping. So if your ETH is decreasing, your collateral is decreasing in ETH, it converts it into USD. Likewise, if your collateral is increasing, it converts it back to ETH. So it's self-liquidating, self-deliquidating. So you don't really have to monitor it anymore. It's going to self-liquidate, self-deliquidate by itself. So that if there's a sudden pump and dump, there's a very minimum risk involved. Okay? So how does this work? It kind of becomes like a liquidity pool already. It's very, kumbaga, it's kind of, it's kind of complicated already, but it converts it into a liquidity pool where people can tend to arbitrage and maintain the price impact of the loan. Another thing is that they are using bands. So bands is where instead of when you deposit collateral, it goes into a certain price, right? But it instead of just staying at one certain price, it's going um to in a way distribute to certain band prices. So let's read this one. This is like an example. Imagine you take out a loan using 0.5 ETH with a liquidation range between 1,000 and 1050. Your liquidation bands might look like the following. So if you're gonna go in band 100, your 0.1 ETH will go to band 100. Tapos your other 0.1 ETH will go to band 101, and then your 0.1 ETH will go to band 102, and so on and so forth, in a different price range. So kumbaga, if the once the price drops, kunwari, at 1040 to 1050, your position starts getting liquidated. Pero at 0.1 ETH pa lang. So you get gradually liquidated lang, not instant liquidated, which makes your risk less. So that's how they use it with the llama. So this is good kasi it brings less risk for users and it gives more help towards to those who don't really get DeFi yet. So in terms of that, they're also using price oracles, using um, moving averages instead of getting the price in exchanges. Because if they base their price of, kunwari, if your collateral is based on price on a centralized exchange, and the centralized exchange nag-jump yung price niya 2 times 3, madali kang maliquidate. Instead of using like moving averages to smooth out the curve of the price can just move at like times 1.3 and down. So mas naging efficient sila in terms of mitigating liquidation. And then lastly, this is a good thing for Curve tokens. So the clear implication for the Curve token here is that mostly that it will generate more fees. So if you're a Curve holder, you will have more fees if you put it into the Curve protocol for liquidity and stuff. So a lot of things are going on for this algo stablecoin. And to get a deep dive further, I will share you this short substack on what happened to the white paper. So this is just recently announced, like 2 days ago. For Eli 5, this is also fun. Like explain like I'm 5 Eli 5. Old-fashioned collateral debt positions have a liquidation price. So if your liquidation price meets into that, collateral goes boom, zero. Kung nagpairam ka, tapos yung liquidation price mo is at that strike price, wala ka ng collateral, zero ka na, liquidated ka na. Unlike Llama, is a loan that constantly rebalances your collateral, such that if your collateral price dips, your collateral gets swapped for what you borrowed. So, mine-maintain lang niya yung pagka-rebalance ng collateral mo so that you don't get liquidated. You will get liquidated, but gradually. So, less time monitoring. So, less risk, less yung stress. So, this is fun. for me. So if I were to use this, I could kunwari, ETH is at like $1,000. I could lend my ETH and then borrow USD, curve USD, and then I could use that to invest in something. So if ETH is appreciating price, I'm winning. Plus I have that loan of USD. I could buy it with something else, and I get that leverage there. In terms of that risk on liquidation, I can just put back my USD in case that I get that LTV ratio close. And so that's something very interesting that's happening right now. Ayan. Okay. Last one that I want to put in spotlight is Pendle. So Pendle Finance is a fixed income market style service that brings it into DeFi. So everything here is done by code. So in terms of Eli 5, I'll just share this slide. There. Okay. DeFi or like Pendle Finance is a protocol that tokenize and trade yield. So it's bringing the fixed income market to DeFi. So think of it this way. Um, Pendle Finance focuses on yield. So if you are kunwari staking in Lido, staking in PancakeSwap, ganun, you earn yield, di ba? You earn interest. But you have to wait for a certain number of months or days. Here, you can bring that yield, you can bring that LP token because once you stake tokens, you get an LP token, di ba? You can bring that LP token to Pendle and then you can get that interest really quick upfront. So it's like bond stripping. It's where they tokenize both the principal and the yield so that you have what you call as zero coupon bonds and bond payments. So that's a new thing for DeFi that has not been gaining traction since 2020 pa. And the market in TradFi, it's a 600 trillion market. Fixed income market is I think 6 trillion. So think of that way. Pendle Finance bringing that into the DeFi space where you could trade yield, just how Uniswap has started trading tokens. Uniswap trading tokens, Pendle Finance trading yield. So this is also something that I'm excited on. So here they have the markets already. They've been here in the space since last year, and you could actually earn, which is interesting, at a 95.66% per year implied yield. So if you deposit DAI and USDC, which is both stable coins in compound, and then deposit here, you are getting that 95.66% per year until December 29. So if your tokens are not doing anything, your stable coins are not doing anything, why not just put it in compound, see DAI USDC um to get that LP and then deposit it here and then get this OT and then just stake it here. 95.66% isn't a bad deal, especially that it's just both stable coins. So pretty exciting
Yun.
for me.
Yeah, exciting nga yung Pendle, right? So as what I have heard from you, it's the first protocol that would bring sa market yung fixed asset, right? So parang wala pang ganyan, right, in the market. But how do you think the how do you see the competitor of the Pendle in the future, Pao?
Well, there are projects already in the space that are doing this, like Notional, Element, Flashstake. Pero most of them, they haven't really gained traction. Even this naman, even Pendle didn't really gain traction yet. So institutional adoption is something, or like this is a project that can be done or can be adopted by institutions because institutions like to play with TradFi services like bonds. So why not bring that to DeFi instead, which is like Pendle,
Yeah.
diba?
May nakikita kasi akong parang advantage dito eh kasi 'di ba yung mga financial institutions natin na traditionals are more on having its mga few steps lang. Hindi sila parang dire-diretso talaga dun. So what is more near to their services is this sa nakita ko yung fixed asset, yung yield. So it's not somehow the token but the yield mismo na somehow that the traditional financial institutions are actually playing.
Yeah. So if you want institutional adoption to come in, if everyone is screaming institutional adoption is the next phase for crypto, you need to build the rails for institutions to come,
Yeah,
which is the fixed income market, which is lending and borrowing, which is swaps, which is on-ramp and off-ramp services. We have those already. Fixed income, wala pa. Kasi trading, you have already decentralized exchange. Lending and borrowing, you have Aave, you have Maker, and all the other protocols. Fixed income, di ba?
ayun. So, yeah. So, yeah,
Yun.
guys, this is not a financial advice.
Okay, yeah,
So,
oh pala. I just want to make clear that this isn't even sponsored, no. Curve and Pendle they're not sponsoring us or whatever. This is just really research, and I know the guys from Pendle, and then they shared me like the protocol and stuff, and then yeah, we're just doing things together, which is why I'm like sharing it to you because I find it very bullish. Non-financial advice. Ayan.
ayun. So, do you have anything to share, Papaw, about sa uh, pag-uusapan natin? So, I've heard that you are going to share about the Web3 walkthrough na nangyayari last week.
Ay, yeah. Sige. So last one would be the walkthrough on what happens sa Web3 Fest, no? Actually, I'll share this to you guys, and I think that it's pretty bullish dito sa Pilipinas that people are very optimistic in the space. So here's the walkthrough lang on what I've seen in in Web3 Festival. So the venue, I want to share that people who aren't able to come, maybe you could just see how it is. It was a very vibey place where people were very energetic for Web3 gaming and blockchain and NFTs and stuff. So in the whole venue, it's a really small space compared to Token 2049 Singapore. It's like 1/8 of Token 2049. So there are around 30 booths consisting of Web2 and Web3. And then the area where people talk, like the keynote speakers and the panel, they can accommodate around 600 people. So some of the Web2 companies that were there was Huawei, Gcash, Angkas. They were all there. But most of the companies in Web3 that consisted 90% of the whole venue is like blockchain games, gaming guilds. BNB was there. Experiment projects. Funny yung experiment projects eh kasi there was karaoke for Web3. There was a DAO creating K-pop group. And then there was NFTs membership for healthcare. So if you own a membership na NFT, you have healthcare discounts up to 20%. Ganun. So pag na-hospital ka, papakita mo yung NFT mo. Ganun. Which is funny. Wow, which is very interesting also. So the boots and projects, 90% of them are blockchain gaming, NFTs, DAOs, brings users to Web3 guilds. So the good boots there were actually visually appealing. They have like certain activities like Gcash, yung patagalan ng hinga, just to sing something. Binance, you have to hold the bar na for 4 minutes or something or so. Ang pinakamatagal daw sa bar will win 1 BNB after the whole Web3 Fest. So that's like $400 at our 300 current market. And then there were cosplayers and mascots that were more attractive, like, oh sorry for the pretty women out there, pero mas naengganyo ang tumingin sa booth pag may cosplayer and mascot eh. Okay, so there were swag also and cool activities for normies, while brochure for crypto natives. You could see like the people, it's a variety of people that went into there, and then they were accommodated. If you are a crypto native, you get the brochure. If you are a normie bago ka sa space, you can get the swag and then join with the cool activities. Yeah. Oh, where's my next? So side events, actually is a very big thing. So side events were okay. Some of the people were not really into Web3. Parang nagtanong ako dun minsan eh, uy, what project are you from? Ay, sinama lang ako ng kaibigan ko. But it was fun kasi we are accommodating even non-crypto people already. But actually is a very big space. So it gains a lot of eyeballs. In terms of networking naman, there were a lot of KOLs, educators, influencers. So I think Philippines is into that influencer marketing, KOL, sa investing VCs. A lot of gaming guilds as well. So the conversation that we had, very interesting. Nobody was sad. Nobody was negative. Kahit yung sa FTX, implosion, or stuff like that. So as a Filipino, we're all excited for Web3. So key takeaways ko lang, Philippine community is like a very hungry community to learn about cryptocurrency. If you are a long-term believer of crypto, now is the time to build and learn about the space. Invest in knowledge, build something in Web3. So also looking at it, there's a place for DeFi. It's just that nobody's educating them. And it's an advantage for you if you know DeFi because you have a certain vertical or niche. Kasi kahit gamify ka, you need to learn about financing. But overall, the atmosphere is still optimistic. Investments are down bad. A lot of people are saying like, uy, bagsak yung investment ko ng 80%. But vibe is still good. So overall, optimistic Philippine community. It was such a great experience for me as well in terms of side events and just drinking, partying, and getting to know people. So nice community for the whole week. Kaya hindi ako masyado nakapag-usap sa'yo, Joe, kasi busy ako kakainom.
Kaya pala, no? So, yeah, thank you for that experience, Pao, that you have brought to us, no, coming from the Web3 Philippines. And please don't forget, guys, this coming to November 28th, yeah, it's Philippine Blockchain Week. So, medyo technical naman yung mga pag-uusapan doon. So, there will be speakers coming from abroad, no, so yeah, they are experts of their fields, particular fields, yun. So yeah, what else? May mga questions tayo dito na we need to answer. Next yung CPI. I think a lot of people are actually waiting for that CPI, no? So the next release would be around December 12, yung CPI. Pero wala pa kasi ako nabasang headline CPI, which is the somehow the basis, no? So but the sentiment now is the Fed is trying to slow down the hike rates. So maybe more bullish. Yun, pero it's a slowdown kasi, so we cannot directly feel the effect. Yun.
All right. Yeah, I think that's all for this session.
Yeah. Shinare ko lang yung chart kasi nakikita yung
Ah,
buong mukha natin dun sa ano, sa
ah, ay,
screen.
ayaw mo ba
Ayan.
makita yung buong mukha natin?
Ayun. So, yeah, there are a lot of things that we have discussed, Pao, and I think it's very overwhelming to our audience. No, so you guys, if wala pa kayo sa Discord, we are just in the Discord, no. Yeah, mga if you have questions, more questions there, and andyan na kami, no. We are
Yep. In our Discord, it's a wide variety of discussions. Hindi lang siya mostly about charts. There's also fundamentals, research. There's going to be education, and there's going to be a lot of memes. We like the meme culture. So mag-send lang kayo ng memes doon. Let's laugh about it. And yeah, while learning and investing in the space.
Ayun, shout out pala dyan sa mga 32 viewers natin. So, kanina umabot tayo ng mga around 55.
Mm.
So, yun, shout out to Trader Kel. Yun.
All right. May isa pang tanong eh. This came from our research bro, Dazai or si Oliver. What do you think of the new data collection policy by Uniswap? So there's a lot of data collections happening like MetaMask, Uniswap. It's just that I have no opinions on that yet. It's just that it's a bad thing for us as well. Kasi decentralized applications was meant for us to be non KYC or non like sharing of information and stuff. So given that they could track our IPs and our wallets, it's kind of like a contradicting thing. But we'll see how it goes. I am not in the position to share like what should be done. It's just that for my sentiment is that it's not supposed to be that way. Kaya nga tayo nag-decentralized eh. Because we don't have to do like identification. You shouldn't be thinking about our privacy and stuff. Because what we should believe is just that it works through code. So just use that application for code and stuff. So I have no idea yet. I think this is just recently released. I think 2 days ago. So we'll see from there. Let's share more insights maybe sa Discord and talk about it more. Is ayun. Si research bro talaga ang hirap ng question mo. Pero thanks for the question though.
Ayun, kasi sunod-sunod, no? Kanina MetaMask. Ngayon, I have just read
Mm.
about the Uniswap having collecting its IP addresses, yan. Knowing that these are non-custodial wallets, parang ganun. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we can have a segment on this next week, no? Or kung available tayo about wallets. So what are the good wallets that we need to store with? Parang ganun.
Yep. I think that mostly covers it for this week. So yeah, see you Philippine Blockchain Week next week. It's gonna start. And then thank you for our partner Bitget. And yeah, ayun. Thank you guys for watching. I think that's more. If you want to learn more about us and what we do, come to our Discord. We're very open there. We talked a lot. We have an English channel and Tagalog channel for our community. And yeah, that's about it. So this is Unfold, where we discover, learn, and share
Connect
about
and learn.
cryptocurrency. Yep. And unfolding new things in crypto so you don't have to. So yan, more alpha in our
And
Discord. Come join us and see you guys on our next
see you, see you,
show.
see you.
Bye.